Hello everybody, welcome back to the latest Manchester United news. Now in this video we'll be talking about Bayern Munich making a bid for Jadon Sancho. We'll be talking about the Raheem Sterling latest, as well as some other exits from Manchester United. Now this is the latest Manchester United news. Please do leave a like, comment and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos. And let's get straight into it. So let's start off by talking about Jadon Sancho potential bid for Bayern Munich. So it's coming in from Graham Bailey. And there's some interesting reports about it, so we're going to read you the article. Listen, Jadon Sancho, we know reports of circulating that he could potentially go into Chelsea. Friday's deadline obviously around the corner. HITC understands that Borussia Dortmund are ready to offer Jadon Sancho a move back to the club as long as Manchester United sanction a loan move. They previously ruled out a permanent deal for the 24-year-old after a 6-month loan spell club last season. He has impressed hugely for them, but they cannot afford to buy him. Dortmund reached the Champions League final, but they were beaten by Real Madrid. Sancho's representative has been told by Manchester United that he would be allowed to leave the club this summer, and various clubs are looking into the options, but huge wages are an issue, and that makes a permanent deal tough to do. Now, the tweet actually is, I've actually got like the main tweet out of that, and it was that, let me see if I can find it, sorry. The tweet was, Dortmund are prepared to offer Jadon Sancho a return if United are willing to loan him. Juventus are currently ongoing talks, but only want a loan. Bayern have possible interest now. I think I've seen that Raheem Sterling, Kingsley Coman is reportedly leaving them, so a move for Jadon Sancho could spark. I mean, listen, the big thing with Sancho is his wages. He's got 2 years left on his contract, so if he does stay at United this season, next year the fee will be much lower and probably more clubs will be interested in signing him. But again, it's the wage that's a huge issue. I don't know if he's willing to take a wage cut. He's on £350,000 a week, and that's the main issue. What I think will happen with Sancho, I think, listen, I don't think he'll go back to Dortmund. They've had him already. They know the play they can get with him, and they will certainly be interested in signing him. But with Sancho, the huge thing is the money, and that's always been the issue. I think if you look at what Sancho can really do, I think he'll work well in that Dortmund team. But the biggest concern is the wages. I think obviously Chelsea, they are firm interested in signing him, and that could be something that does happen in the remaining parts of the window. Do I think it will happen? Probably not. I don't think it will. I think Jadon Sancho will probably go to Chelsea or Juventus. They're the two most likely looking moves. I think Bayern Munich do have interest, Dortmund will have interest, but it's not really firm. I think if negotiations do happen very, very quickly, you could probably get a deal done, struck very, very soon. As I said, the biggest thing is the wage and if they can get that sold. But I do think it could happen, and I will be interested to see if Jadon Sancho wants to leave. I think he certainly does. After being left out of that squad 10 days ago against Fulham, he does really want to leave the club. So I'm hoping something can be figured, maybe a loan with obligation, or even a permanent move. I think the most likely thing though does look like a loan with obligation. So that's the latest on Sancho. I mean, if he does go to Bayern, it'd be a great move for United. We need to get rid of Sancho. And you look at a pain that he's been in Manchester United side. He's called out Erik ten Hag, like he's been reportedly late to training a couple of times. It would be a huge benefit for United to get Sancho to leave the club, and that's something that obviously we actively are trying to do, and obviously something that we can get done relatively soon. So I'm going to move on now by talking about Raheem Sterling, and we've had some updates from the Telegraph, so I'm just going to read you bits of the article now. Raheem Sterling would consider a move to Manchester United, but will not press ahead with the transfer from Chelsea until he has had further discussions with the club about his contractual situation. Sterling and Chelsea are set to hold further talks in the coming days over his deal, which has 3 years to run and is believed to be in the region of £300,000 per week. The 29-year-old deal at Chelsea guarantee aims to earn some £40 million over the next 3 coming seasons, so he can sacrifice £10 million if he joins a team that does not match his current wage and contract length. Sterling is thought to be keen to leave Stamford Bridge on a permanent basis after he made clear he was no longer wanted by the club. Listen, obviously he's a Manchester United fan. And obviously they want to get him gone. I mean, for me, listen, Sterling wouldn't risk a deal, or he wouldn't hate a deal because he is a United fan. Listen, for me, I've said in the morning show, I wouldn't go anywhere near Sterling. I think Sterling is a massive red flag. He's on a lot of money. Manchester United wouldn't really want to kind of lower his wages. So it will be fascinating to see what happens with him. As I said, there's not really too much news on Sterling. Just the fact is he's got to talk about his contract situation before kind of deal anyway. But listen, for me, Sterling's a no-show. I wouldn't want Sterling at the club. He's been at our two biggest rivals. I think, listen, there's no doubt he would be a massive signing because of the money that he's on. And I don't think it'd be beneficial for United in the long run. He is approaching 30 years of age. It would affect our whole winger situation. As I said, there would only be a certain amount of Chelsea players that I would take for Raheem Sterling. So yeah, and then the last thing I'm going to talk about is exits from Manchester United. So Hannibal Mabry has reportedly left Hannibal Mabry has officially left not officially, but has left Manchester United and will be going to Burnley. I think this is a great move for him. I think it will be interesting to see. I mean, Hannibal Mabry's got a year left on his contract. We have seen quite a lot of academy players leave United, and Burnley have obviously reached an agreement to sign Mabry. Listen, he was a player who was never going to break into that first team. When we signed him at 16, he had a lot of potential. He didn't quite make that step to the first team. It is really, really disappointing. You want to see the academy players succeed. I mean, the few cameos he did have for Manchester United, he really is a passionate player. He puts his heart, he wears his heart on his sleeve. A player who, listen, we probably won't get much money for. We don't know what the fee is yet. But listen, you never want to see. Well, we wish Hannibal all the best. I mean, a decent academy player for us. Didn't quite make it to the first team. And it will be interesting to see what happens with him in the future. I mean, we have seen a lot of academy players go. Will Fisher's gone. Oyedele's gone. Vitek's gone on loan. Mabry, looking like his move is gone. So we are kind of getting a proper revamp. But some of these academy players who, with all due respect, are not going to make it to their first team, will leave. So yeah, let's see what happens. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment, subscribe if you're new. This has been the latest Manchester United news. There's some interesting stories. I'm hoping we can get something confirmed around Manuel Ugarte, to be honest with you. But yeah, guess what? Let's see what happens anyway. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment, subscribe if you are new. This has been some interesting story. Let me know your thoughts on the Sterling situation, the Sancho situation. And yeah, let's see what happens. Oh, quickly, I mean, Chiesa deal for Liverpool, would that open potential move for Sancho? I mean, if Chiesa goes to Liverpool, they would need to replace him. And that's probably why Jadon Sancho would be going the other way. But I'll talk about that as more of it comes out, probably tomorrow's video. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed. And peace.